You know, it's gonna be good.
All right, well, you're rolling, so.
Okay, this is the post. Just my monthly wrap up of what went on about 30 days ago. Maybe since my last post, it might have been a little sooner. It's hard to tell, but I think right now, as far as being black and being a part of a race of good people and the rich heritage and I think it's a hard time for us right now. It's a bad time. I mean, since the whole Don Imus thing, because me and my video guy Sean, we talk a lot trying to put all these posts together and just to discuss what we're going to say and how we're going to go about doing it. And I had predicted as soon as Don Imus said what he said, and the way Al and Jesse jumped on it, I predicted the next thing that was going to happen was the industry was going to send them right back after the recording industry and all the brothers. They was going to send them right back after the niggas. Ain't that right, Sean? No, Sean, come on, be serious. Didn't I say that? And that's exactly what happened. And then they did panel after panel after panel after panel that really solved nothing, and they all on Oprah, all everywhere, just discussing the state of rap and the negativity, which had nothing to do with what Imus said. Whore is not a black word. Hoe is not a black word. It originated from the word whore, which is just as white as a word as they can be. And then they just made Al out of a patsy, basically. And I love Al, but he patsied up on this. Instead of what he was supposed to do, he had two things he had to do. You keep going after them talk radio jocks, which are true racists, the Bill O'Reillys, the Sean Hannitys, the Mike Savages. If you keep going after them, which are the true racists, and if you could get a dialogue going where we can clean up things in our community, which is to go in the community and at least help some of the wrongs that was being portrayed by 15 years of exploiting all of that negative music on the radio, and not just, okay, we're going to just ban 4 words or 3 words that is going to do anything, because the damage was already done and it was addressed, like I said on the last post, 15 years ago, and that's why albums got a parental sticker. But the point is, after 15 years of all that profanity being on the radio with kids listening to it over and over and over again, and then the media just covering it and giving it so much coverage and press, and everybody was behind it 100%, you have a situation where Cameron, which is, like I said, is a bad time for black people, is looking real bad out there, where he can get in front of national TV and they would actually allow him to say what he said, that if there's a serial killer next door, that he would move and not tell the cops that the serial killer was in 4E, like his own people ain't living in 4A and 4B and 2E and 2C. It just makes the whole thing look very stupid. It's like, they're getting all this focus and all this press, but then they keep asking, cats like Russell and, and Ben Shavis, people that really don't know a damn thing about hip-hop. And you can't talk to Russell. I mean, he's promoting the book in one hand, and he's more of the problem. 15 years ago, he was part of the problem. Unless he go back into the schools and into the neighborhoods, you're not going to have a solution. You're just going to have a panel and Oprah and everybody agreeing, that the word hoe and the word bitch and then the word nigga is not positive words. Of course they're not positive words, but if you hear it for 15 years, you don't have positive people. You have a lot of kids out there that show a lot of antisocial and a lot of sociopathic behavior, to whereas you got guys on the corner right now as we speak thinking that they got the right to bleed their neighborhood dry with selling dope and doing all the foolishness that they doing, and then anybody that speaks out against them, they're considered a snitch. Like, in other words, it's all right to have the dope dealer living next door to you. It's all right to have, the guy that's going to rob and steal and kill. It's just totally all right for them people to be living next door to just common black people, which most of our people, we work just as hard as anybody else. So the point is, after those 15 years of hearing all of that blatant negativity that nobody seemed to do nothing about, and then the rap cats is reinforcing that on every record, you just got neighborhoods that are just totally under siege, and then nobody is having the courage to just get in those neighborhoods and try to work something out, to at least for it to be, you know, some kind of respect issue involved, to whereas if you live in front of, if you live in a place and you see the guys out there doing negative shit in front of your building, that you could at least approach them and they could have enough respect for your property and your right to exist in the ghetto for them not to do it in front of your house and just do it in front of somebody who would allow you to do it there, because that's the way they get down and they grimy like that. I mean, it's just a total situation that the whole ghetto is being defined as we're all down with the drug dealers and we're not going to tell because we're going to let the cops do their job and because we're looking out for us as people. It's not about that. Dope dealers are not your people. Everybody on the corner selling dope, they care less about you than they care about themselves, because they're out there doing it that blatantly anyway. No dope dealers have ever, the more money that's ever made by dope dealers was the dope dealers that were smart enough to get into the rap game where they hijacked that game and they made money. You do not make money on the street selling dope. You accumulate money, and when the cops bust you, which they do over 99% of the time, they take all the money. So all of that street dream is all a myth. It never happens. And just for them to perpetuate that, and then for the rappers to reinforce it, and then on top of that, for the media to give it so much coverage, and they never asked nobody, never brought nobody in one of them panels that gave a adverse or an alternate view of what was going on, or just to come with any kind of solution that was a real solution. In other words, to go in the neighborhoods and work with the kids and make sure that they understand that there's another side of life other than selling dope. And as a matter of fact, it was so ridiculous, we had spoke to a major network that was willing to put me on the air if only I would agree with what Cameron said. And me being a 45-year-old man, why would I even agree to something stupid as that? Even if I did agree, I wouldn't be stupid enough to say nothing that ridiculous over the air. But that just goes to show the point is, and to reinforce that point, as we would all know, I would believe they never had another rapper on the air that disagreed with what Cameron said. Now either they really think that way, or they're just so cowardly as not to even say what's the right thing to say, because you're a proud black man, or you just got any kind of love for your people or whatsoever. It makes the whole thing seem like, as far as black people has really and truly have lost their way. We have lost our way. It is no way possible that I could ever even fathom just the way all those set of circumstances went down, from Imus saying something to him just pointing the finger, oh yeah, well the black guys, they originated that word. For Sharpton to believe that black guys, or just for him to take that statement and then go after the black guys and leave the Don Imuses and the Sean Hannitys to their self, and just to go after the black guys like it was a true statement that hoe is a black word and it was something that was made up in the black community, is ridiculous.